Hey there, I thought I'd do a quick update on where we stand with the NFT yearbook shipping, as well as answer a couple of questions, because we had a couple of questions from people asking stuff like, why do you have to have an address confirmation? Why do you have to have a phone number? Why can't I claim my book now? Things like that. So I will answer all the questions at the end of this video, but first let's quickly do an update on the shipping. So the first thing I got to tell you is that shipping stuff globally is an absolute pain in the behind. I mean, you can check, I'm losing my hair here. I must be honest, I never expected it to be so difficult. I mean, you're talking about professional shipping companies, FedEx, UPS, all of these guys. I mean, surely they must get it right. Well, trust me when I tell you, they don't. And there's a lot of moving parts in this whole process that allows for things to go wrong. So what we did is we shipped the books from two locations. The first location is in China, a shipping company that we contracted with. The second location is from me out here in Vancouver, Canada. And why did we do it that way? Because it's a lot cheaper to ship globally from China. Just to give you an indication, to ship one single NFT yearbook from China to the UK costs me around 50 to 60 US dollars. To ship the same book from Vancouver to the UK costs me about 168 US dollars. So that's a significant difference. Now, if you guys remember, we sold these books at 190 US dollars, or not the books, the NFTs at 190 US dollars. So, I mean, it's not viable. We had to find the best prices to make this happen because we were committed to make this happen. To be quite honest, right now where we're standing, we actually had to put quite a bit of our own money in to make this happen, but it is what it is because we made a promise. All right, so we shipped from the two locations. The US and Canada, all the holders in the US and Canada, of which luckily there was quite a few, there were quite a few, probably about 200 or so books needed to come here. So I shipped all of that to me in a bulk shipment. And then from here, I shipped it out to everybody. I actually drove to the US and went and mailed the books from the US because it saved a little bit more money that way. Now, where did things go wrong? Unfortunately, remember, we are dealing with a printer that speaks broken English, that had to get the books to a shipper that speaks broken English, and I am sitting on the other side of the world trying to manage this process. We had 7 different covers plus 81 one-of-one covers that needed to go to the correct places, which is some of them to the shipper in China and some of them to me. So as you can imagine, there was a lot of room for mistakes because each one of the covers had to have the correct number and stuff like that. I'm actually quite surprised. We actually did really well. Well, the printer and the shipper did really well, and even with all the communication breakdowns, we got it nearly right. Although there were a couple of issues, but we'll be dealing with them. So, just a quick update, where do we stand? There was about 650 books that had to be shipped out, that was claimed. Of the 650 books, 563 has been shipped. 524 has been marked as delivered by the shipping company, by the courier, whoever it was. And 127 has been confirmed by the holder. People said, I received my book, thank you very much, via email. So I marked them off as I know that they have their books. And then there's about 13 right now that are, I would say, problematic, actually quite problematic. Unfortunately, most of those are Brazil. I don't even think we have had one successful delivery in Brazil, but I'll talk about that shortly. And then one in Indonesia. So 13 books that are a problem, and we are dealing with them. So the next thing that I want to ask you is, if you have received your book, please just drop me an email to the email address, kali@metaversepublishing.io. I'm going to put it on the screen over here. Drop me a mail and just let me know that you have received your book, because you're just going to save me a little bit of stress knowing that your book has arrived and that it's in good hands. Because trust me, the fact that the courier company said it's arrived does not mean it has arrived. It's just not like that. Just to give you an example, this was actually in the US. I shipped one book with UPS to a holder in the US. I dropped off the book at UPS. UPS scanned it. When I checked the Weibull, I check all of the Weibull numbers every single day to check where they are. So when I checked the Weibull number the next day, it showed that it's in the system and it's tracking. When I checked the Weibull number on the day after, suddenly it showed that the label has been created, but it hasn't been dropped off to UPS yet, and it's not in the UPS system. I contacted them. I was like, dudes, what's happening here? The book was there, you scanned it in, you had it, and now it's missing. And they swear, high and low, that book never entered their system. That parcel never entered their system. And I was just about to lose my mind because I was like, how does this even happen? And then the holder sent me an email going, thank you, I just received my book. It looks amazing. So the book was shipped by UPS, delivered to the holder, and still till today, UPS claims that book was never in their system. So go figure. I'm probably going to claim the delivery fees back from them just to get them, they deserve that. Anyway, so I guess the long story short here is that the courier company saying that they've delivered the books does not actually mean that the books have been delivered. And that's why I'm asking you guys to please reach out to this email address and let me know that you have received your books. It's just going to help me a lot. Do me a solid and get that done. The second thing I want to ask you is to please check your books that you received the correct book. Let me just grab mine up here. So there are two things that you need to check for me. And let me know in your email if it is not correct. If it's correct, don't worry about it. Just still let me know that you received the books, obviously. The first one is your cover art should be the same as your NFT. So if you have NFT number 546 and it's got this cover art, then your book should have the same cover art. Now, I already know of at least one where a book with the wrong cover art was sent out to the holder. If that's the case, if that happens, what we'll do is we will resend the book with the correct cover art, and we will just get the other one back from you. The second thing I need you to check, please, is the number on the back of the book. So this one is number 54, and you should have the number on the back of your book should correspond with your NFT. So if you have NFT number 211, you should have book number 211 with the correct cover. If you don't, let me know so we can fix that up. The fix for that is really simple. We put the numbers on with security stickers, which means they can't be removed. Once they're removed, they're damaged. And they can't be used again. But I do have an extra set of security stickers. So if you have the wrong number on your book, let me know and I will send you the little sticker and you can just stick it over the other one. The whole idea with this is that it is twins. You have a digital and a physical version of the same book. So please let me know. Do me a solid. If you have received your books, just drop an email. I know some of you are posting on Twitter and some of you are posting on Discord that you've received the books. I really appreciate it. But the problem that I have is that I don't actually know. I track everything according to the email addresses, and I just don't know who you are half the time. I know who you are on Twitter, but I don't know which email address corresponds with that. So emails, please. All right. So now let's talk about a few of the questions that I get asked all the time. Now, one of them is, why do I have to pay to receive my books? And that, the answer is fairly simple, is up to the customs in your country. It's your government, it's your customs. They decide what needs to happen. Actually, it's a little bit more granular than that. It's also the person at that customs that sits there that decides what needs to happen. It is absolutely mind-blowing. Some users had to pay over $100 to receive their book because in taxes, even though we shipped the books out as a gift, because technically that's what it was. Nobody bought a book. You all bought the NFT, and you were able to claim a book which we gave to you for free. So what we did is we shipped all of the books out as a gift. It was noted that it's a gift. We put a nominal value of $10 on each book just because it was a gift. But what happens is some of the different customs departments, that's one of the problems that we have in Brazil. The Brazil customs, they're like, well, it doesn't matter if it's a book, it still has value, and we just assign a random value to it. And because of this random value, we charge taxes to the holder or to the receiver. I mean, the poor guys in Brazil, I think, has to pay like something like $75 or $85 a book just in customs and taxes. It's absolutely nuts. And then, of course, shipping a book to Brazil, it costs me about $120, well, between $90 and $120 per book, depending on where it is, to ship a book to Brazil. It is absolutely ridiculous. It's just so expensive. I don't understand it. These shipping companies drive me nuts. Sorry, this is just a little off track, but we had one of our very awesome holders in Germany. I mean, somebody that's involved in following and everything. I mean, it's the guy that I would love for him to have his books first. But anyway, so the books got shipped to him with FedEx. FedEx called him, or he called FedEx. They said they couldn't deliver the books because the address is wrong, which is absolute bullshit because the address was perfectly fine. You can Google Earth it, it's right there. It's a dinkum address. Yet FedEx said, no, can't deliver to that address. Then he called them, explained to them what it is they got, and they said, okay, cool, we'll deliver it tomorrow. And then he waited the next day. They didn't deliver, so he called them and asked what's going on. And they said, no, we'll deliver it tomorrow. It went on like that for 6 days. And I think at the 6th day when he called them, they were like, oh, yeah, sorry, because it couldn't be delivered, we sent it back to China 3 days ago. It's like absolutely nuts. I mean, there are some really incompetent people at some of these shipping companies. It is just amazing. Anyway, so that actually leads into my next, the next question that I get asked. If you remember correctly, I said we had 650 books to be shipped and 563 has been shipped. The rest hasn't been shipped because I haven't received an address confirmation yet. Why do I need an address confirmation? Well, people go, yeah, I haven't moved in years. Why do you need me to confirm my address? Well, I don't know that. And there are a lot of people, which you'd be surprised. I mean, I guess about 5% of people have moved in the last year or since we got the addresses about 6 months ago for the first time. Now, if I just ship out all of these books to the addresses that I have on file and 5% of them go missing, that's a really big hit because I do not have enough books to replace them if they go missing. Hence, I am asking you to just confirm your address. If you confirm your address, I will ship it out. I've been sending emails, we've been trying on Twitter, I've been sending text messages to the people that haven't confirmed. So if you don't confirm your address, I'm not going to ship your book. It's here with me, it's safe. When you one day confirm your address, we will get the book out to you, but not before that. The second question I get asked, or another question I get asked often is, why do you need my phone number and email address? Well, like I said earlier on, these damn shipping companies sometimes have some really, really crappy people working there that can't get stuff right, and they need to be able to contact you to help them right. Heck, even if they do, sometimes they can't get it delivered. So you'd be surprised how many people I had to contact and ask them to phone FedEx to arrange their delivery because FedEx went to the wrong place, or FedEx went there after hours, or FedEx did something stupid. And then, of course, you have all of the countries that suddenly decide to charge taxes on the importation of the books. Before they can deliver the book, they have to phone you because they have to make you pay the taxes. Go figure. So anyway, long story short, our shipper in China has decided that because of the amount of problems that we had to solve and the number of people that I had to call up personally and that I had to reach out and that we had to push to try and phone FedEx and just the number of crap that we had, that we are not shipping out anything without a phone number. Now, I know some of you are anonymous and not doxed, so there are ways you can go and get a temporary phone number from services like Hushed, or you can use somebody that you know's phone number. But I do need a phone number, and it does need to be a phone number that FedEx can get a hold of you if they arrive there, or UPS or DHL. If they arrive there to come and deliver your package, they need to be able to get a hold of you. If they can't get a hold of you, they take the package back to their depot, and once that happens, it goes into the mist, into the black hole oftentimes, and then nobody knows what's going to happen. Then all bets are off. So please, we do not ship books if we don't have an email address and we don't have a phone number. I'm sorry about that, but it is what it is. If you really, really insist that we ship your books without a phone number, then I'm afraid I cannot take any responsibility for it arriving there. Then if your book goes missing, it's your problem. If your book gets destroyed, so we had some destroyed because they couldn't be delivered, and then they go, okay, we're going to destroy it. The book gets destroyed, it's your problem. I'm not going to replace it. Okay, now, another question is, can I claim my book right now? No. Claims were open for months, at least 6 months, if not more, 8 months, 10 months. We were communicating on Twitter, we were communicating on Discord, we were telling everywhere that the claims are open, you need to claim your book if you want a book. We based our print run on the book claims. We based the distribution, how many of them need to go to the US and how many of them need to go to China. We based all of that on the claims. So any claims that come in now, unfortunately, we don't have the funding anymore. To print a new set of books, it is ridiculously expensive to print add-on runs. So for me to print another 100 books costs the same as to print almost the whole lot. So I cannot do add-on runs. And shipping, if I have to ship your book to the UK now because you never claimed and it didn't get shipped from China to you, and I have to ship it to you from Vancouver, it costs me $186 a book or $168 a book. So I'm sorry, we cannot do it. There was a long enough period for claims. If you didn't do it, I'm sorry. We can't afford to actually open claims again. All right, what's next? Well, we're working on it. Within the next 2 weeks, we will make an announcement. A lot of people love the book. The books are great. We've learned a lot of lessons. So the next one will be definitely a lot smoother, I can tell you that much, with a lot less confusion, and it will go a lot quicker. Like I said, there's a lot of things we learned that we will be using. So look out for the announcement. Within the next 2 weeks, we will announce if we're going on with the NFT yearbook and if there will be a volume 2. And if there will be a volume 2, how it would work. In the meantime, feel free to reach out to me if you have any suggestions. You know, some of the thoughts we were thinking about is having our current holders vote on who should be in the next book. The next one's probably going to have a few less people. With every artist interviewed will have a double page spread so that we can make it even prettier and more beautiful. And we are going to put a few less people in there so that we don't have to take so long, because 750 hours of interviews was just a little bit too much. And then, of course, also I'm going to try a few different things with shipping and delivery. Maybe what we will do with the shipping is to ship it in bulk to the different countries and do the redistribution there, so that we can take care of the customs and the taxes and stuff, and figure out how we get across, how we get through that. Obviously, some countries are just awesome, like Switzerland and those places. It just goes through. and some countries are not, like India and Brazil. And I mean, funny story, in Indonesia, we have one holder there, shipped him the book, and the Indonesian customs said they want proof of payment. He must show them his bank account where he paid for this book, otherwise they won't release it from customs. And try as you want to explain to them that he bought an NFT and this book is a gift, it's a little bit too high for their intellect to grasp. They just don't get it. So yeah, we've learned how to do it now. Well, some of it. So hopefully next time will be a little bit easier. But anyway, long story short, if you have any ideas or you have any suggestions on how to do it, feel free to reach out to me. I'm always on Discord, so you can check on me on Discord. I'm definitely once a day I go into Discord, or pop me an email to this email address at the bottom here. If you want to be involved in the next project or in the next NFT yearbook, whether it's to be featured, whether it's to, I don't know, offer your services to help out with the tech side or writing or any ideas, please reach out to me. I'd love to hear from you. All right, folks, not such a short video, but there you go. That's the update on the NFT yearbook. The one thing I will tell you is that every single one of you that claimed their book will get their book. Come hell or high water, we're going to make it happen. It's costing us money, but we are taking care of it. It might take a little bit longer, but we're taking care of it. Some of the books where we have books that went to the wrong places, so we had a couple of books that went to China and was supposed to come here. They are being sent to me. They should arrive in the next week, and then I will ship them out to the holders in the US and Canada. We had some books that were supposed to come to me, to go to China. That's at my place. I've shipped them out. So we are dealing with all of the problematic ones, and we will get your books to you. Guaranteed. All right, folks, have a good one. Cheers.